Talk Real Estate with Sharon McNamara, sponsored by Boston Connect Real Estate Services.
Hi, I'm your host, Sharon McNamara, and you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. Let me share a little bit about my background before we get started. I am the broker-owner of Boston Connect Real Estate, a boutique firm that is home to over 30 real estate sales and marketing agents who service home buyers and home sellers throughout Boston, the South Shore, the South Coast, and Cape Cod. Our firm takes pride in assisting our clients in the next chapter of their lives by taking a holistic approach to their real estate endeavors. We believe that every move should be a moving experience. Every week, my co-host Melissa Wallace and I will provide you with my team's unique marketing approach to selling homes and share with you our expertise in navigating the home buying process. We value the experience of our agents at Boston Connect Real Estate so much that not only will you hear my perspective on real estate topics, occasionally you will hear the expert thoughts and opinions of our experienced agents at Boston Connect Real Estate. Be a part of our roundtable. If you have any questions during the show, please call 781-837-4900. We'd love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you like to listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with me at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate.
And hello to all my South Shore neighbors. You are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Melissa Wallace, and I am joined by my lovely co-host today, Tracy Grady.
Good morning, everybody. Back again.
Back
in the saddle.
That,
the 8 o'clock saddle.
Who was I talking to? Someone last night at work. So Tracy and I both work at Christina's restaurant in Pembroke. And I'm just there on the weekends. You seem to be there.
I seem to be there like every day lately.
Every day lately. But somebody was saying last night, like, oh, Tracy's on the show with you tomorrow? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, wasn't she just on? I go, yes, she could be on every Saturday if she'd like, okay?
I love my Saturday mornings.
Well, they were like, oh, were you on last week? And I was like, no, we did the Santa event last week. So it was 2 weeks ago that you were on with me. But but in case any of our listeners did not hear your lovely show 2 weeks ago or any of the other shows
you might hear a lot of it again today. It's tough to say.
Or any of the past shows that you've been on, why don't you reintroduce yourselves to all of our listeners while I get us set up on Facebook.
Excellent. Here I am, Tracy Grady. I am part of the Grady team. My husband Jim and I sell real estate together here through Boston Connect Real Estate. If you need to contact me, you can reach me at 617-620-8484, and you can reach Jim at 617-842-4019. And we are from Hanover. We've been selling real estate for about 8 years now. I tend to come on the show. Jim does not come on the show. I don't know why. I've tried to drag him in here.
Has Jim ever been on the show?
Yes, way back.
Before me then.
No, I think you were there that night. I think both Jim and I and you were there in the studio. Yeah.
At the WATD studio?
Yes. Back at the WATD studio. So it was quite a while ago. And it's so funny because he was a dispatcher for years. The man has been on the radio his entire life, pretty much. But, yeah.
He can talk. He knows how to talk.
Oh, yeah.
Jim. Yep. If you're listening, and you better be, because your beautiful wife is here
rolled
with me.
Out of bed.
Rolled out of bed. Me. I told Tracy, we pulled up, the first thing I said, you're lucky that I'm here, because something happened, and by a miracle of God, I was able to wake up on my own this morning.
Without their alarm clock.
Yeah. It's funny because I'm like a creature of habit, and I check my phone a million times to make sure that
your alarm is set?
My alarm is set, and I don't know what happened. I blame my cat.
Well, it's definitely...
definitely does.
I think you should just keep the cat's food in the drawer next to your bed so that way you can just open it up and be like, here you go.
It's wet food.
Oh, never mind. I thought it was dry.
Yeah. I was telling Tracy my cat wakes me up at 5 a.m. every single morning, and she just causes total chaos until I get out of bed. Total chaos will destroy my room until I get out of bed.
You never should have told her how to open the drawer.
No. I don't know how she learned that.
Your cat how to open a drawer.
No. So she's begging. So, but yeah, somehow my alarm didn't, go off. But I woke up and it was 7:12, and I was like, looking at it like, is that right?
And
then I was
today?
like, wait, what is today? And when do I do the radio show?
Is it at 10 or is it at 8?
Yeah, it's at 8, so here I am.
She made it.
I made it, and you made it, and I'm so grateful for that.
No, thank you so much for having me. I love coming in. I mean, it's early. Don't get me wrong. 8 o'clock is, but
I told
then
Sharon
I'm up for the day.
Yeah, I had texted Sharon the other day, and I said Tracy's going to do a show with me on Saturday, and she's like, I can do it. It's fine. I'm like, obviously you can do it. It's your show. But but I'm like, no, Tracy likes to do the show. I'm like, it's a little early, but
it's
whatever.
a little early. We
Someone's
make it work.
listening.
That's right.
People
Somebody's out there listening.
Somebody's out there.
Yep.
If you're out there listening and you want to join in on whatever it is that we're going to be talking about today,
which is always suspect.
781-837-4900 is the number to Tim. Tim's in the studio today.
Hi, Tim.
Hi,
Hello.
Tim.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning. It is morning.
It is
Yes,
morning.
it is. Yeah.
No question.
You know, I feel your pain, Melissa. I've had that happen once when my alarm didn't go off.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, I was not. It was bad. I woke up and I was like, boy, it's lighter out than it usually is.
Was there a time change?
And no, there wasn't a time change at that point. No. And I looked at the clock. I was like, oh crap. I was like, So I just throw myself together. I'm out the doors. And now I called and I'm like, I'm on my way. Sorry. Oh, but not again. No, I always make sure my clock's set on my phone, my alarm. So
I don't know. So I haven't even been up for an hour. Oh, now it's an hour.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
There we go.
an hour exactly. 8:12 now.
I took a shower and everything.
So you had plenty of time.
I got plenty of time.
You had plenty of time.
But so pretty much I say this every time, you're the only person I could ever have on this radio show and not have an agenda.
Yeah.
Not have a clue.
Not a clue what we're going to talk about.
Not a clue. And I love that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of, actually, my daughter listened to our show. She's down in Nashville, as I said. So she listened to the show after the fact, as we thought, because I'm like, she's posting like she's awake, but I don't think she's awake.
Yeah.
So she did end up listening to the show, and she's like, I think it would be a great idea if people sent in what they want the show to be about, and you put them in a hat.
Yeah.
And then you just pull out of the hat a random topic that you are not prepared to talk about.
Yeah.
And just go with it. And I'm like, that's not a bad idea.
It is not a bad idea.
But
Why
of
didn't
course you
tell me
should
this
use some
before?
discretion, though.
Well, I mean, we're going to,
something with real estate.
Well, I'm going to read
yeah.
the topic and then go back to the hat if it's something we should be talking about.
Yeah,
like,
maybe read the topic in your head before
before I
say
speak it out loud.
Yes.
I'd just be like, oh, you know what? I can't read that handwriting.
And I can't. So that's okay because I have no
I don't know what that says. No,
Yeah, no.
no,
All
we'll
right,
go to another
Tracy,
one.
that would have been a great thing to say before right now.
Yeah,
giving people an opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Yeah.
So we're pretty much just going to be laughing for the next 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But you and I have done so many shows together that no one ever asks what we're doing. Like everyone always says like, oh, who's on the show? What are you guys doing the show? Like now it's like, oh, Tracy's on the show. Moving on to the next topic because we just
not even going to bother to ask.
We just talk about whatever. But I know we have a list of things that we've talked about in the past, and as much as we always say that real estate is ever changing, it also stays the same in some ways. Yeah. So like the right way to do things
is pretty organized,
it's
pretty much a task list of what should be getting done.
So before we go into sort of this stuff, is there anything that you wanted to say?
Well, I have a very special day coming up on Tuesday.
What? Oh, yes. Please tell everybody about this, and I'm so jealous. I love it.
My son works in the capacity for the federal government.
Yeah.
And was able to get Jim and I tickets to go see the tour of the White House with the Christmas decorations. I am over the moon.
Yes.
I am beyond excited.
I know. Me
It's
too.
been my dream to
I'm
do
so
this.
excited for you. When Jim came in, he was telling me about it too. He's like, I would rather see it without the decorations because like I'm more the history person. And if you're on Facebook and you see the look that she is giving me,
out of his mind.
and I was
He doesn't
like,
know what he's
yeah,
talking
but
about.
how wonderful is it to see it with all the Christmas
Come
decorations?
on,
He's like, no,
this-
it's going to be great, but like I'd also love to like tour it like the way
Fine.
that it is
Well,
every day.
Okay, but I think scoring the tickets for a very short amount of time, like after Thanksgiving to the New Year, and getting to see the Christmas decorations is huge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, getting a chance to see it at another time would be lovely just to see what it was. But come on, we do HGTV specials on having it decorated. I want to get on the committee
Yeah.
that decorates.
I think I was getting my nails done, and I was on TV, and there was Dr. Jill Biden up there saying like, oh, this is the theme, and blah, blah, and I was like, oh, it's all about
all
kids.
These women and men come in, and they're like little elves right after Thanksgiving, and they put that together in like 3 days. I mean, come on, that's amazing. The poinsettia alone, I can't wait. I'm beyond myself.
I know. I'm so excited for you.
We're flying down same day, going down in the morning, coming back at night. So excited. Can't wait. Awesome. Gonna take tons of pictures.
Yeah.
Thank you, Colin.
Yes.
Thank you, Colin.
Yeah.
He's not even going to be there. He's in LA. Yeah. He's not even going to be home.
Well, you could have gotten me a ticket, Colin.
Yeah.
I could have got some coverage for the Tuesday night show.
That's right. It just wouldn't have been me.
Next year.
So that's my exciting news.
Awesome.
Yeah, very excited.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you guys. Yeah. You got to take pictures.
And take lots of pictures.
We can Photoshop me into the family photos.
That's right. We can do that.
Dee's on Facebook. I'd love to see the Christmas decorations at the White House. Yeah, me too.
Come on. It's on my bucket list. Like, this is a big check on my bucket list.
Well, this is the type of thing, like, and not to get political or anything, like, it doesn't, it has nothing to, yes, your son works for the government, but, like, it has nothing to, like, he's in a position where, like, you have a job to do.
No political affiliation.
So, like, no matter who, and I think we said this, I had said this to you during the inauguration or anything, it's like, it doesn't matter. I mean, yes, it does matter who's becoming president, but, like, it's the experience. Like, I would love to just even be there, no matter who it is. Like, he just lives such a great life. He does have
and
you always keep me up to date, and I'm just like,
I feel like I have the inside track with what's going on.
And I always think to myself, you must be so proud of your kids. Like, but that's a testament to you and Jim of how great of parents you are.
Thank you very much. But yeah, very proud of both. And both of our kids went off on completely different tracks. Yeah. One's in the music industry and the other one's working for the federal government. One had to take a lie detector test. The other one couldn't even walk in the room if the lie detector test was on. So that's the difference between my kids. Yeah. And she admits it honestly.
Yeah. Like, she used to charge a cover to get into your house for parties.
So come on, the girl is an entrepreneur. She was an entrepreneur as a freshman in high school.
Oh God, that is so funny. But I love getting little updates about your kids.
Yeah, it's so much fun. So that's my fun thing this week. So
so real estate, you know, but the White House, that's a house.
I know, and
people live there.
People live there. I'm going to let you know what it's all about because I'm going to post a ton of pictures. That's for sure.
Yeah, and it's like the most famous address in the world, I would say.
I actually put it in my calendar. At 1600 Pennsylvania Ave, Washington State. I'm going to be touring the White House, and it says address, and I'm like,
you should do a CMA on it.
That would be fun.
Oh, that'd be funny. Yeah, you could do a CMA, and then we'll do a show about it.
Yeah. We'll be talking about that one next time.
You will be talking about it.
I'll be talking about that for a long time, so everybody better get over that one.
I know. I thought you had done it before, but then when you said it, I was like, oh, no, I don't think she ended up doing it before. Okay, so great news. Great news.
Now that we've covered all of the things in our personal lives, it's going on. And you have covered that you have closed on your house.
Yes, we talked about that. On my house. Yep. I am. I'm a Halifax resident.
There you go.
I still don't know when trash day is, but I'll figure that out.
If you just go on Facebook, if you just go on Halifax Connect, half the messages on the Facebook post.
Does this affect trash pickup? Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah. I'll ask Jess Page. She's a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate, and she lives in Halifax with her husband and 3 boys. She'll give me the scoop when trash pickup is.
See all the little things that you don't realize.
You don't realize. But yes, I did. I closed on my house on November 20th, and ever since then, I've had it painted on the interior, all the walls, the kitchen cabinets. You had put in an offer for somebody, so you had seen the house.
I had seen the house.
I had the hardwood floors refinished. They look gorgeous, and now I have one room that has carpet, and that's being replaced on Tuesday, and then
she's good to go. And I love the fact that you did not go in and just paint everything. We were just having this conversation of what you want your house to look like, and a lot of people just go in and just blanket paint everything white or beige or something and do the woodwork, whereas you have natural wood and you're kind of thinking about keeping it as opposed to painting it.
I kept it for now because I didn't want to just go into my house and just make everything white or gray or anything like that. So I kept the natural wood, and I also have a wood paneled room. I'm making it like my 70s lounge because I want to keep the character, you know.
I've been rewatching the Fixer Upper shows because there's not a lot of new out there. So we kind of went back to the old Chip and Joanna shows because half of them I can't remember anyway. But recently they've had paneling, and they were just painting the paneling, and it looked fantastic. I mean, it looked really good. So, and you already have it. So
yeah. Oh, Dee saying you have to post pictures. I think meaning you, not my house.
Yeah. I will. Yes.
Yeah. Make sure that you post pictures. But yeah, I mean, I like I said, I wanted to keep the character, and it's not that, you know, when you paint something white, it doesn't have character. But
no.
I didn't want to go in and make like a rash decision, so I scaled back like on the painting because they were gonna paint all the paneling. They were, because there's paneling when you first walk in too.
There's some paneling in this house.
There's some paneling in this house, but I'm keeping it for now because I didn't do what are we doing? The trim. I didn't paint the trim,
right? Because
it's in really great condition, and I love the color of the wood, and I knew I was refinishing the floors, and I was like, you know what, I'll live with
Put the paint up first. See what it looks like with the paint before you just jump the gun. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to do trim the right way. It really takes.
So maybe eventually I'll do it, but for now I want to, you know, keep it looking like it does, and live in the space for a little while. Yeah. But yeah, I was like, I'm not moving in right away, so it's the perfect opportunity to have it painted, to have the floors redone, because if I don't do it now, I'll never do it.
I say that to our buyers all the time. Yeah. When they buy their house, I'm like, before anything, and Jim's a big one about this too, do your floors. Do your paint, do your floors before you move in, so you don't have to move all that furniture.
Did I show you pictures of the floors?
No.
Oh, I'm so happy that I did the floors. They look so good. And I did like a satin finish too, because he was like, do you want a high gloss or satin? And I was like, I don't know. I've never been asked these questions before. Yeah. Of course, I texted Mark, and I was like, hi, Mark McNamara, McNamara Plumbing. I was like, should I do a high gloss or satin? And he suggested the satin. And I'm so happy that I did, because it doesn't look like a bowling alley in there.
I feel like the high gloss, it's going to be one of those things that's going to be an up and down type thing. Yeah. Like high gloss was super popular 20 years ago, and now everybody's kind of going back to that natural. We just said mid-century modern type of a vibe.
And that's the vibe I'm going for.
So that seems to be pretty popular right now. A lot of our buyers are doing mid-century modern. Yeah. It's that 1970s. It's the Brady Bunch house.
Yeah.
Come on, Tim. Where's my music? It's like the Brady Bunch house.
It's the Brady Bunch house. Yeah.
Hold on. Wait, you said you didn't want your music?
Yeah, I would like my music.
Okay, all right, here.
We'd like our music.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah.
It's the Grady Bunch every Saturday morning, 8 to 9 a.m., right here on Talk Real Estate.
It's so true. It's the Grady Bunch.
If you're following us on Facebook, we're live on Boston Connect Real Estate and all the Connect pages and stuff. We were just dancing.
Yeah, we were dancing.
Sorry for our little
a little
dance move. Yeah. Again, you are listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. We're just talking about real estate.
Talking a little about real estate and weaving it into our lives.
How does real estate weave into your life? And when you live and breathe this industry, it's pretty much always in there. But if you want to join in on the discussion, 781-837-4900 is the number to Tim at WATD.
See, what else do we have going on? I have a lot of land deals going on right now.
You do have a lot of land
and we don't talk a lot about land.
You know what? Because let's talk about land
right now. That's what I was thinking.
Land?
So we have a couple of land deals going on. People that want to obviously purchase a piece of land and then build a house upon it.
Why?
Well, it's
as opposed to purchasing a home that maybe is new construction, so they don't have to deal with the build, or a retail. Why are they going with land?
Depends on the type of house you want to build. A lot of times builders build custom houses or spec houses. So if you're not in the market for a colonial, it's really tough to try to find a ranch or a cape, because builders don't tend to build those type of houses. And there's a lot of reasons why builders don't do that, because it does cost way more money to build a ranch believe it or not, than it is to build a colonial, because your ranch house is longer. And if you're going to have a full basement, there's just way more concrete, way more foundation. And people think that, well, a colonial is a huge house. Well, a ranch can be 3,000 or 4,000 square feet. Plus, it's going to take up an extra amount of land to the left, to the right. And every town has its own guidelines that you have to go by for a piece of land and putting a house on it. So I use Pembroke because I worked for the Pembroke Building Department, and it's embedded in my brain that you need to have at least 40,000 square feet of property. You have to be able to meet the setbacks on both sides. The rear, those 40 feet from the street, 20 feet from the side, 25 from the rear. Then your septic has to be installed, 10 feet from the septic tank, 20 from the leaching field. So, and then, just to throw another curveball in, and every town is a little different, Pembroke has a circle of 150 feet that has to fit in the upland part of the lot, and the house has to fit within the circle. So it's not just a matter of like, oh, that's a beautiful piece of land, I'm going to slap a house up. I'm going to throw a house up on that. So easy. Actually, we are in the middle of one deal that we had another piece of land under agreement, and we had a engineer go out and do the statistics, and it just wasn't going to work with the size house. It was a ranch. The setbacks weren't going to work from the side. So not only if the house is going to be big, the setbacks become smaller, so it's like they're really keeping you into a size that works on the lot. So we had to give that lot up and ended up going with a different lot in Hanson. It's going to be beautiful. It is set back a little bit. It's got a long driveway back, but it's a really beautiful lot, so very excited.
And that
she's
is
excited.
Kristen Howlett's land.
Kristen Howlett's land, another full-time real estate agent here at Boston Connect Real Estate.
Yeah, she just did the show with me on Tuesday. So that's awesome. Yeah, so you guys have that under agreement. And then what other, do you have another land deal going on?
We have another one in Duxbury. This one's a little bit easier. Our clients are actually living on the North Shore, but they'd like to come down to the South Shore to be closer to their parents. So, and they have a healthy budget, we'll say. So we ended up looking at some pieces of land in Duxbury, and there was a whole bunch of them to pick from. So, so you kind of had to go in and say, okay, what's this going to look like down the line? Do we have any wetlands behind us? Do we have any conservation land behind us? Are there any turtles on the land? That type of thing. They'd like a swimming pool in their yard. So you kind of have to go back and look at the lots and get another engineer. So the engineers that are out there, my favorite people, they come in, they look at the lot, they apply the rules that the town has put in place. So, like, I'm not qualified to, I kind of understand it, but I am not by any means qualified to determine a buildable lot.
Like, at one point do you say, like, okay, here's some land for sale, now we have to go figure out if it works?
So I always say, if you're a seller of land, I always recommend to hire an engineer to do the preliminaries of the lot. So it can kind of give you the basics, like, do we even have enough land to start with?
Because you need to know how to market it.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. So you need to know, do I have enough land? Does it look like, depending on what kind of house I'm going to build, am I going to meet the setbacks? If somebody would like to have a pool in, or a two-car garage, is that going to affect? Can I add a two-car garage 10 years from now, 5 years from now, because I don't have the money to do it now? You don't want to pigeonhole somebody into a lot that then in the future they can't expand upon it if they are planning to expand upon it. So there's a lot of questions. It's not as easy, like you just said, I'm going to go buy a piece of land and slap up a house. There's a lot to it. There is really. So sometimes a subdivision is better because the builder is required to do all that work ahead of time. So if you're buying in a pre-existing or a subdivision that's under construction, the builder kind of has already done that for you. So sometimes it is a whole lot easier to go into a subdivision and just say, pick a lot. And then it's ready to go, pretty much. But if you're going to buy a piece of land that's not in a subdivision and you're just doing a one-off, as I call it, then you really do have to hire an engineer. To make sure that the land can be developable. And just because it's been taxed as a buildable lot, rules and regulations change over the years. So it's really important to get your updated bylaws and make sure that you're looking at the accurate information. It's not as easy as it sounds.
And you got to know when the lot ends. Because listen to this. I have 2.7 acres.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. And a lot of it's woods. And I'm like, my boyfriend and I.
She just can't say that enough, can she?
I have not said it at all on the radio show, actually.
First
time. So my boyfriend and I, he came to closing day. You ended up meeting my boyfriend that day. But he was like, hey, let's walk the lot. And I was like, okay. I had not done that before. I hadn't done it, so I was like, "Oh yeah, you're smart."
You actually asked me. You were like, when you came and looked at this house with your clients, did you walk the lot? I'm like, yeah, I walked the lot.
Yeah, no,
I walked the lot.
So I'm walking, and I'm just like, oh. But then I got to the point where I was like, is this my land or is this somebody else's land? I was like, So I had asked Mary and Sharon, and they were like, oh.
Let's get the plot plan out.
Yeah. Well, I heard a rumor that somebody potentially wants to purchase some of my land.
Oh.
And, it's not developable back there.
No.
So, but I think for privacy reasons, they would want it. But I was like, I'm going to have to get
an engineer.
Yeah. I'm going to have to ring up an engineer because I don't know where my land ends.
And here's another little ditty about land. You cannot give up land if it makes your lot non-conforming. So your lot right now, yours is different because it's 2.7 acres. But if you have a 40,000 square foot lot and there's somebody would like to build next or grab some of your land, you can't sell them a piece of your land and make your lot non-conforming.
Yeah.
It has to stay. So if you have 2.7 acres, you probably can shave off, half an acre, three-quarters of an acre, and it's not even going to make a blip on the radar screen to you.
Yeah.
But you have to make sure that you do not offer people land and then make your lot non-conforming in order. Or in the case of mine that didn't go through, we needed a little bit of the land from the next door neighbor that wasn't willing to give it up. It wasn't going to make the lot non-conforming, but they were using the land. So we couldn't, it was a deal breaker actually, which was too bad because it was a lovely lot.
Oh, that's too bad.
So, but
yeah.
Moving on. Just can't build a ranch. You can build a colonial there, probably no problem. Ranches are longer, colonials go up. So that's why. Different lots.
So that's your two lands that you're
That's
dealing
my
with
two
right
lands.
now?
Yeah, the Duxbury one's super easy. Yeah, because it's a subdivision. So the lots are pretty much already mapped out.
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of houses there. There's only a couple. So it's really hard. And that's another thing. It's really tough to vision. And even our buyer for the Duxbury, he's even said to me, he's like, I can't see it. I don't see it. He's like, I'm a numbers guy. I need to see everything in front of me. And he's like, the vision thing, it's just not there. So it's hard to show somebody what the house is going to look like on the lot.
Yeah.
When you get rid of the trees and I mean, it's a big change.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're looking at rough cut land, and then all of a sudden the trees are gone, and you're like, whoa, what just happened?
That's what is crazy about new construction, because it's all of a sudden it's there it is.
Boom. There it is.
Yeah. And you're like, what? This wasn't here before.
When did that happen?
When did that happen?
When did that happen? Yeah.
But you also do a lot of new construction, and you have new construction going on now, too.
We do. We have two projects in way. We have one in Hanson on Roller Coaster Road, 120 Roller Coaster Road. I was just over there the other day. God, it's a beautiful house, a beautiful colonial. 2 cars under 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths on a very quiet street. And actually, Oldham Pond is further down, but is at the end of the street. So, I mean, it's really quiet there, but it's nice because it's right off of Route 14. So it's super easy access to the highway or any major shopping. So it's almost like the best of both worlds, because you're kind of in the country because you don't see any major traffic, but you're minutes away from shopping, restaurants. It's a beautiful home. If anybody'd like to see it, Jim's going to be there Sunday from 1 to 2:30.
Oh.
He's doing the open houses on Sunday.
Oh,
You're
busy.
Yeah, I'm working.
You're busy.
I'm working my other side gig.
Working the side gig.
hustle. My side hustle.
And tonight too, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll be together. We'll be together if you want to
come visit us.
Come visit us at Christina's.
New menu. New menu.
Great short rib.
Oh, did you have it?
I had a little bite.
Oh, you didn't get it to go. We got it to go the other night.
Oh yeah, God, no. Amanda was kind enough to put a little plate together, and Carrie and I shared it. But yeah, so good.
Yeah, some of the new stuff is really good. The short rib is just it was crazy good. I was gonna get something else, and then I had a bite of somebody's. I'm like,
Sharon and Mark actually came in last night. What did they get?
Mark had the short rib.
Oh,
yeah, he liked it.
Oh, good.
I think he liked it. Yeah,
well, I hope so.
And then Sharon had the haddock.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I remember what everybody eats. Yeah. It's like a bad habit of mine.
I remember what people eat and drink before I remember what their names are. So.
Oh, yeah, me
Sorry.
too. Yeah. Oh, you're Tito's Cosmo.
Yeah. Well, I have people who come in and I'm like, oh, yeah, Tanqueray tonics are here.
Yeah.
I don't know what their names are.
I don't know what your name is, but I know what you're drinking.
Tanqueray and tonics are here. And sometimes I say, my friends are here. And people are like, what? I'm like, oh, no, like.
I just know what you
feel
eat.
like they're my
I feel
friends.
like if I know what you eat and drink, you're kind of my friend.
I feel like if I've told you anything about my real estate journey, you're my friend.
Yeah. Because if you're willing to listen to me talk about real estate.
You're willing to listen, yeah, you're my friend.
Yeah.
So you've always been new construction. You're the new construction person.
Yep, new construction condos
team.
and condos. Yeah, with the king and queen of condos for a while there in the town of Pembroke.
You're like quietly saying it, like, please don't bring it up again.
No.
Yeah, in the town of Pembroke. Yeah, weren't you like the number one at some point? You were like the number one condo.
Yeah, we had a lot. We had a lot of new construction, and then we got a lot of condo clients. It was probably because of our age group, I think.
Well, maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
young and fun.
Young and fun. No, this is a big year for me. This is the big one.
Oh,
yeah. This is one of those decade ones. Yeah. 60.
Yay! You're 60.
Not
You're
yet.
gonna be 60.
Not yet.
You're gonna be 60. Yay.
I am. Big year. Very big year.
Well,
but I'm going to the White House.
You're going to the White House.
I'm going to the White House. I can't even ask for a better birthday present. That is like my ultimate birthday present right there. Check it off.
Yeah.
Done.
That's awesome.
Good job, Colin.
Yeah. Great job,
Good job, Colin and Tabitha. Probably. Yeah. Tab's probably be there too.
Yeah. So that'll be fun. You got to put some pictures. Everybody wants to see it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you and Jim have always been like the new construction go-to.
We love it. Jim is always a frustrated architect anyway, so he has that mental capacity to look at things, and he can read a ruler, which I cannot. But it's super important. It's really important that one of us is able to read a ruler, because I'm the inch to the half inch and then 2 inches, and there's nothing in between, and everybody's like, no, there is.
Jim will be building everything at my house.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
As soon as I get something for him to build, because I have not purchased anything.
I haven't bought anything yet, but when it's ready to go, Jim will be there. That's for sure.
Yeah, Jim will be there.
So but we do a lot of new construction. We have another new construction that's in Marshfield on Ferry Street, 719 Ferry Street, which is a bigger version of the house than that's in Hanson. It's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Beautiful lot. I mean, the lot itself is, it sits on top of a hill, but the builder did an amazing job with the landscaping, and the rock walls are just stunning.
Yeah.
And the backyard is just big enough that if you wanted a pool, you could fit a pool, but it's just enough backyard that you don't need, to maintain a lot of land. So, beautiful house. Jim will be there Sunday from 11 to 12:30. And then rolling right over to Roller Coaster Road.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a busy day. But yeah, so we do a lot of new construction, which is fun. Our builder tends to do custom, which is nice, so that you could put your own fingerprint on it. It's not just a house that's been done.
And that's the same builder for both?
Yes, K&G Development, Bob Goslin, our favorite guy. I'm giving Bob his plug.
Love
Bob. Just an amazing builder from beginning to end. Jim goes to a lot of the closings. He's like, it's like a kumbaya moment when people are bringing each other gifts to the closing because Bob deals directly with the buyer, so there's no middle person in the middle. So by the time they're done, they are best of friends, and usually somebody's making a cake or bringing them a gift or something. So yeah, it's a great experience. He's been wonderful to deal with. So
that's great.
That's
great. Yeah, we love Bob.
We love Bob.
So sorry, Jim, you gotta work all day tomorrow.
Sorry, I'm working.
But so does Tracy.
Yeah, we'll be off in the afternoon.
Yeah, well, we'll give you another opportunity to plug those
but those are new construction projects, so that's a lot that goes into that.
And new construction, you have a lot going on. Do you have any resales going on right now?
No, we don't actually. No, which is really it's strange for us.
Are you working with any buyers?
I am working with a couple of buyers, but I think this time of the year is tough. I really feel like the holidays really just kind of people are like, putting the brakes on, probably going to wait till after January.
I'm so glad that I got a house before Thanksgiving and before Christmas, because as much as...
rolling into the spring market.
Because now all we're hearing is like, I'm going to wait till spring. And we're just like, why?
But why? Because if you put your house in the market now and buyers are looking, you've got a real buyer, because buyers don't go out looking this time of the year unless they're really, really ready to buy. They're not tire kickers. They're serious buyers.
They're ready.
they're ready to go.
Yeah, they're out there. They're ready. Like I said, I'm so fortunate that I was able to close on my house on November 20th, right before Thanksgiving, because I was getting tired. I was getting tired.
Yep.
I was getting tired. Exhausting. I was gonna, continue on, obviously, because that's the goal, and I'm not gonna give up on the goal. But I was like, oh, come on.
I really don't want to go into the holiday season doing this.
Something. So, and then I got my house.
Then you got your house. So that's awesome. Yeah. We had an interesting closing this week. We closed on that house, the resale in Hanson, which was great.
Yeah.
Everything went fine.
Can you talk about it a little bit?
I think we can talk about that a little bit. So just not to be surprised, things do happen when you're closing on a house. It doesn't always go exactly as planned. So this one was a minor issue. I mean, we've had others. We had one closing.
We've had major issues.
I won't go. We'll do that one after this one. This one was pretty simple, but everybody signed on Monday. We closed on Monday. It was an afternoon closing, so it didn't go on record. So it was going to go on record on Tuesday, which was fine because the woman wasn't moving in, so no issues there. My sellers had already in their car on their way to Georgia, so everybody was okay until Tuesday morning when they tried to file the paperwork and there was a date discrepancy. So when they got to the registry to file the paperwork, it kicked back saying, this is the wrong date on one of the pieces of document. And I'm like, oh, okay, how are we going to fix that? So the buyer works in Nantucket and is on Nantucket for now. So we're like, she would have had to come back on a ferry to re-sign all of her paperwork and then go back to Nantucket. So instead, they found a lawyer on Nantucket, an attorney that was willing to sit and do the paperwork with her and then send it so she didn't have to come back.
Wow.
And then, so we didn't end up on record until Wednesday.
Yeah.
So it doesn't always go exactly as you planned. You just stay on top of it.
Oh, they'll sign it, and then it's like 48 hours from there. And I'm like, oh, good grief.
Oh, no, I was guessing at the 48 hours. I was like, here. I was kind of like, no, here we are at 48 hours, and we're still not on record. I couldn't quite figure out what was going on.
What's happening?
But see, that's not a record for me. We had the year closing.
Yes,
that
took a year
to close during COVID.
Yeah. Yep. Tell everybody about that.
Oh my God,
one.
that was so funny. It was a house down in Sandwich, beautiful house, and it was relatively an easy deal. I think it was a cash sale even, but the trust for the seller had expired, and we had to go back into land court, and this was during COVID. So I called the attorney and I said, so, how long is this going to take? He's like, I don't know how long this is going to take. It could be a while. I'm like, a while like days, a while like months. So, and because the registry was the registry was closed because of COVID. So there was just a pile of all of these, and it was just kind of the luck of the draw when your case came up and they would fix and I had 3 very intelligent attorneys working on all of this, 3 very smart gentlemen, and they were all like, I've never seen anything like this. I don't understand. So almost a year to the day, we finally got the word from land court that that trust had been put back into place and that we could close on the property.
That is so wild.
It was crazy.
Is that the one that had they sold the pipes?
No, that was another one. Now that was an easy closing, but we had it under agreement. We had already signed purchase and sale agreement. Somebody had broken into the house and severed the copper off of the pipes.
Yeah.
And the house just flooded. They never shut the water off. I mean, it would have been horrible that they took the copper to begin with, but the fact that they weren't smart enough to shut the water off, as soon as they cut the copper pipe, all the water started to come into the house. So a friend, they lived out of state at the time, the sellers, and they had a friend that kept stopping by the house, and she went into the basement, and there was literally 4 feet of water in the basement.
Could you imagine walking into the house and be like,
there's a lot of water. It's a lot of water in your basement.
Hi, I swear I've been checking on the house, but now there's water.
There's a lot of water. So, so that was, but the buyer was buyer was flipping the house anyway. So they were willing to, and they filed an insurance claim. So there was a little back and forth with that, but we all came to an agreement that, so the people still bought it, still flipped it, did a beautiful job doing the flip. Yeah, it looks really nice. It's right around the corner from my sister's house. So
did they? Yep. Did they flip to sell or flip
to sell?
Yeah,
flip to sell. So it was a good. Yeah, it actually worked out. But had it been any other buyer that wasn't going to do that, I think that would have been a problem.
Yeah.
So make sure your houses are locked up nice, tight as a drum.
Bundle. Yeah.
If you're not going to be
out
there, you've already moved out, and somebody has not moved in. Make sure your house is locked up nice and tight.
Yeah.
Not that I think it would have mattered. They probably broke in through the basement window. So I think it was,
They stole the pipes as the water was
pipes.
pouring into the basement.
Pouring. Like, just shut the water off. If you're going to steal pipe,
well, they didn't know how to, probably.
Yeah.
They didn't know to shut the water off before you steal the pipes.
Before you steal the pipes. I mean, you could drown. They could drown in the basement
while you were trying to get the pipes. Oh my gosh.
Yep. So
yeah, that's awful.
Yeah. So we've had some adventures over we've had some
I know we gotta write a book.
Yeah,
we say it all the time, but we gotta write a book. Yeah, there's some agents where we're like, you have so many stories.
You get so many, like, they're just not.
But they know how to. But like you and Jim know how to deal with those situations, even though you've never been in them before. No. You're just kind of like, all right, we're working. We gotta work this.
Work the problem. That's when we get into these situations, we're like, all right, so what are we gonna do? We're gonna work the problem. We're gonna go back to whoever. You're gonna go back to try to figure out who am I gonna talk to and how are we gonna get this fixed?
Yeah,
as fast as possible. So,
yeah. And hopefully it doesn't take a year for land court during COVID.
A year. Oh my goodness. I never thought that was going to happen. A year. That's just crazy.
Yeah. But it closed, and that's what matters.
It closed, and it was kind of like a nice little surprise. Like, oh, look, we have a check.
Oh, look. We had a closing?
We had a closing. Where did this come from? Oh, yeah, it's the one from a year ago. Yeah. It's crazy.
I have some questions here that I'm supposed to ask you. How's your team doing?
Well, good. Jim and I are. It's good. It's definitely a different year. I mean, I think all of us looking back over the past, let's say, 3 years, COVID, what happened? I mean, who would have thought during COVID that real estate would just go booming? Like, I just thought it was going to die on the branch. And it was the polar opposite. Yeah. It was like the most...
Well, rates were so low.
Rates were low, and that was a huge... I mean, again, when we talk about my Vegas theory, 2 to 3... when you're getting 2 to 3%, that's a great deal.
Yeah.
And good for you that you made the most of it, and you got a rate. Again, I still have buyers that probably should be almost ready to be upgrading, and they're like, I don't think I want to upgrade. I'm hanging on to my 2.7% loan that I have. So I do appreciate that, but definitely slower this year. It's definitely been not as, but again, it was like shooting fish in a barrel for 2 years. It was like everybody was buying, everybody was selling, people getting out of their houses. I don't know whether they thought, like, I'm going to go into a nice new house and I'm not going to have COVID, and it was just the craziest market.
Yeah, and it really was.
And this is probably more of a normal market that we're in right now, but we're also spoiled from being in that crazy period of time.
Yeah. I remember when I first started here with Mary and Sharon, before I worked for the actual office, I just worked on their team, and this was 7 years ago. And I remember I had to be the one to call all of their sellers and beg them to do open houses. Can we please do an open house at your house this year? And there were 6 of them, and I had to beg them all.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Melissa Wallace, Boston Connect Real Estate. I work with Sharon McNamara, and at the time it was Mary Baker. So I was like, I was just wondering if we could do an open house there. And now it's like, okay, we're doing an open house now. We're doing it this.
Yep. We're doing open house on Saturday. We're Sunday. We're done.
Yeah. And then all offers are due on Monday. But even then, I was just like, please let us sell your house. I'm begging people to let us sell their houses that we already had on the market. Please,
we need to get back in here and do an open house. It was just crazy right from the get go. But next year should be. I think next year will be a better year.
Yeah. What are your predictions?
I think the interest rates are coming down a little bit, and I think people are gonna. I mean, there's always, and I always say this to sellers: if your house is sitting on the market, and then we kind of talked about this a couple of weeks ago. It's like, do I need to get a new real estate agent? Why isn't my house selling?
Yeah.
Which is always tough. But new buyers come on the market every single day.
Yeah.
So just because your house didn't sell, let's say in the month of November, doesn't mean your buyer is going to start looking in the next week or so. So sometimes you do have to have a little patience. It depends on the state of your. It says so many things that depend on what the condition of the house is.
Yeah.
Location is always a big one. That's my.
Yeah, I mean, people are buying houses every day, and I just think about I know Kristen Howlett, obviously full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate, Sue Bollinger, full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate. They've all come on the show with me, but they all and you had clients in my price range, and we were all going for same houses and time and time again, and they all put in offers on my house, and so I went first. I got an accepted offer. Then Kristen's client got an accepted offer right afterwards. Then Sue's client got an accepted offer right after. So there's 3 buyers in that
have been looking for a while.
That have been looking for a while in that pool that are now out. So there's 3 more coming right in.
Yeah, there's 3 more right behind them. That's right. There's 3 more coming right in.
There's 3 more coming right behind.
And in that price point, that's just not a lot that comes on the market. And it's worth buying in that price point.
Yeah.
So it's,
And we've said, and I wanted to stay under 400, and we've said it time and time again. It's like there's 2 different dynamics that are looking at that price range. It's the right sizers, so people going from the larger homes, and now they don't need a large home, and they want a small ranch, or they want,
they don't want to be in a condo, but they still want to have their own house, their own piece of property.
And then there's first-time home buyers.
Yeah. And it's just and
that's why you're up against 24 offers.
That's why Yep. And then you just never know what house is gonna, you're gonna have that multiple offer on. But that price range, I really feel like, again, you got a lot of people buying.
I had a little bit of a tough time because every time I got a rejected offer, I would ask, follow-up questions. And, there were a couple times where the listing agent told me, like, it's a parent buying it for their kid because they haven't been able to get anything.
I've had a few of those.
And I'm just like,
yep, parents have the cash.
I'm like, I'm going to call the Gradys and see if they can buy me a house. This whole time I've been saying to Matt Mahoney, I'm like, did you buy me a house yet?
Can you just buy me a house? He
has like a couple investment properties, so I'm like, are you going to buy me one now?
Yeah, can you buy me one I can live in?
Are you going to buy me one now? But... yeah, so like I said, there's 3 of us out, and there's gonna be 3 or 4 coming right in,
right up the backside. So exactly.
They're out there. Hello, they're out there. I promise you, I was up against them for a while, and when you're getting 24 plus offers on a property.
Oh, there
are plenty of buyers.
Yeah, plenty of buyers.
So that's not an issue.
And then the parents, parents have 401ks that they can take the money and buy the house, and then the kids can go back, refinance, take the time that they need to refinance, and then pay mom and dad back. So up against a cash offer is a really tough place to be when you're, getting a mortgage.
I beat a cash offer.
Yeah. I wish I was a cash offer.
I beat a cash offer. Ha ha. That's me being petty.
That was a little like, I beat a cash offer.
Yeah, because it, as much as cash, everyone says cash is king, it's also about the other parts of your offer.
Yes.
Like, there's so many elements to an offer that could make it great, and mine was better.
Yep. No contingency is always a great one.
No contingency is always a great one.
You don't have anything to sell? Yes.
And if you're financially stable, like, what's the difference? Like, okay, a bank's saying that, I'll give you the $400,000 cash. Sure,
right.
you qualify.
Yeah. You qualify.
There you go. You're backed by the government.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Here's $400,000.
So much better than that. Yeah. Nothing. No. Well, there is sometimes, but people view it as less of a risk, doing the cash and all that stuff. But dates could be wrong on paperwork.
When you have, dates
could be wrong on paperwork, as opposed to there's no date wrong on cash.
Yes, that is true. But like I said, there's other elements to the offer. Maybe you waived your home inspection, maybe you waived something else, or you're giving them time, or not a lot of time, or
if they want to get out quickly, or sometimes they don't want to close until they want to stay there for an extra 3 months. And you have that ability to be flexible on a closing date, or you can move it up or you can push it out, which is always a very attractive on an offer, depending on your sellers.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's that. That's my story.
That's your story.
That's my story.
It's a good story, though.
We only have about 7 minutes left, so what should we talk about in our topic today?
Let's see. What are we going to move on to? Well,
what are we moving on to?
Well, we always end up rushing through all the open houses. So.
Oh yeah. Do you want to go over your open houses?
Let's do the.
We do have some open houses.
We do have some open houses, and we always get to the end, and then we're like, dang, we only have a minute left because we digress onto some crazy subject.
I will go over some open houses. So Faith Birmingham, full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate. She has a listing in Hanson, 871 Main Street. She is going to be there today from 11 to 12 and tomorrow 12 to 1. That is on the market for $585. Have you seen the pictures of that?
Yes, it's really
so
cute. Really cute.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again, 871 Main Street, Hanson. Today, 11 to 12. Tomorrow, 12 to 1. Sharon and Mary have 2 new construction developments. One is Cushing Trails in Hanson. That is they're doing open houses there every Saturday and Sunday from 10 to 12. Those are townhome style homes. I think there's 40 of them. Those range between $570 and $630. And then every Saturday and Sunday, they also have a new construction development in West Bridgewater. Cochise Estates, you can use 3 Narragansett Drive as your GPS location. That is from Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 3. So those range from $649 to $899. So there's duplexes over there, and there's single family homes. So lots of things to.
Beautiful scenery too.
Yeah, beautiful.
It's beautiful over there. Yeah, you feel like you're in the middle of, I don't know, like New Hampshire, because it's really
like a Disney movie.
Yeah,
there's like deer back there, and it's
a really nice location
through the woods.
Yeah.
The Grady team has a open house tomorrow, 719 Ferry Street in Marshfield, 11 to 12:30.
Yes,
that is on for $1.299900. Jim Grady will be there again, 11 to 12:30 tomorrow, 719 Ferry Street in Marshfield, and he will also be
rolling into
120 Roller Coaster Road. Whee! 120 Roller Coaster Road in Hanson. That is from 1 to 2:30. That is on for $749.9. And then, obviously, I already said Sharon and Mary's. So Cushing Trails and Cochise Estates.
Donna and Nadine on there?
Oh, yeah, Donna and Nadine. Oh, yeah, because I skipped over them. Donna and Nadine, they have a price change over on their home in Franklin, 71 Conlin Ave, Franklin. They will be there tomorrow, 11 to 12:30. That is on for $569. So you can always go to BostonConnect.com, find all of the information for our open houses. You can find all the contact information for all of our agents. How can people get in touch with you if they need anything with real estate?
If you need anything with real estate, you can reach me, Tracy Grady, at 617-620-8484, or you can email me at Tracy, Tracy, at BostonConnect.com, or Jim at 617-842-4019, or Jim at BostonConnect.com.
Also,
Tracy, I have a question. Did you and Sharon work out your last 4 numbers on your phones to be opposite?
Isn't that so weird?
Oh, yeah, I know.
Yes.
I just was like, wait, she's 4848.
I promote all the agents here at Boston Connect Real Estate, and it's so hard for me to, and I know people don't know people's phone numbers anymore because you don't have to dial them, but I type them all the time. I type people's phone numbers all the time, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? Every time I see you guys. 84848.
I noticed that, like, one of the first times I called, I'm like, our cell phone numbers are just reversed on the back, so that is really
It's a sign
odd.
of some sort.
There you go. Yeah. It's a sign.
I do want to mention, so we do both work at Christina's in Pembroke, and we have a bunch of like holiday lights up.
Oh my goodness!
And all these like blow up things. It looks so cool. It's like a little winter wonderland.
It's amazing.
So if you want to come through, you can take pictures. I think maybe Santa might be there at some point.
I think there's going to be a Monday Santa afternoon from like 4 to 6.
Once we have that, once we have that information, we'll give you all. But come through, like
the
and
lights
see all the lights and all the blow ups. It's so cool. Every year,
so cute.
Every year it gets bigger and better, and we love it. So when I drove in last night, I was like, oh, they're up. I was like, wait a minute, it's December.
That's right, it's December. But it is, and we get so many. And I think it was Jimmy saying the other night, the kids, the parents let them out of their seatbelts so they can get a little closer to the window, and you can see their faces pressed up against the window, and they're looking at and there's a lot of blow-ups out there. I'm telling you, it's probably a dozen anyway, and flashing lights in the parking lot. It is just Christmas on steroids
It's
in the
Christmas
back
on steroids,
parking lot.
yeah.
So it's in the back parking lot at Christina's, which it's just so adorable.
It is so adorable. And I'm 32 and I appreciate it. So
I know. You can't pull into the parking lot and not smile. When you come in the parking lot, you're like, oh, yeah, I forgot we do this every year.
I know. I was like, oh, it's December.
It's December.
they put the lights up. So come on through. And then come in and try our new menu.
Yeah, try our new menu. Try our peppermint cocoa martini. Espresso.
Tracy will make it for you.
I will make it for you. I made a bunch of them last night.
You can have a drink at the bar and then come into the dining room.
Yeah, there you go. That's a perfect evening.
Perfect evening. Go see the lights, have a drink with Tracy, and come have dinner with me.
Yep, exactly. Perfect. I can't think of anything better.
Yeah.
Get the short rib. It's really good.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Tracy, for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I love it. And I'll see you tonight.
I'll see you tonight.
And hopefully we'll see all of you tonight,
Yeah, that's right, too. We'll be there. The two of us.
The two of us. Come see this freak show.
I'm gonna guess you're gonna know exactly who we are right when you come home the door.
But again, thank you so much.
No,
I appreciate you joining me. I always have so much fun with you. Tim, thank you so
you're
much.
welcome.
We appreciate you, and thanks everybody for listening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
It's you, so let's make the most of this beautiful day.
WATD FM Marshfield, WBMS Brockton.